So the details of our story is now. In the minority in Parliament has asked government to come out with a new budget which considers all distortions and problems occasioned by the Cedi's depreciation.
According to the minority spokesperson on finance, Kessel Atoforsen, it has been proven so far that the budget presented last November has been thrown off gear and cannot deal with vulnerabilities of the economy as shown in the exchange rate and other economic indicators. City News' Duke Mensah Opoku has more in this report.
The minority, at their encounter with the public, put forward their diagnosis of the current economic situation and called for the presentation of a new budget due to what they call the failure of the existing budget to deal with major challenges. Here is Kessel Atoforsen.
The current worsening economic condition are self-inflicted. They stem from gross mismanagement and poor policy choices by His Excellency President Akufo-Addo's government.
The fellow called out the vice president and presented to him 5 questions on the economy.
Now, government has brushed off attempts by the minority in Parliament to radiculate over the poor performance of the Cedi. According to the Information Minister, Kojo Nkrumah, although the Cedi has performed poorly against major trading currencies in recent times, government's intervention in the last few days is stabilizing the currency. The minority at a press conference that we brought to you today asked the government to come out with a new budget which considers all distortions and problems occasioned by the Cedi's depreciation. But government says the minority's criticisms are unnecessary.
This afternoon as well, I'm sure you have followed a press engagement by the minority. The substance of their presentation today essentially is that the Cedi has depreciated and that importers have taken a hit. Now, this is an already acknowledged point, and government has already been working to address the situation. The Bank of Ghana outlined its short-term measures. The finance minister outlined the medium-term measures, and today you are beginning to see a gradual recovery of the Ghanaian Cedi.
Let's still stay with the government. It says the oversubscription of the €3 billion bond is an indication of the international community's growing confidence in the Ghanaian economy. According to Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah, this is a huge achievement by government that signifies the administration's commitment to boosting the economy. He spoke at a press conference earlier today.
Government considers the successful issuance of the $3 billion Eurobond at record rates as a vote of confidence in Ghana's economic resurgence. As I'm sure you are aware, Ghana yesterday successfully issued $3 billion in a single transaction of 3 tranches. The government's consideration that this is a vote of confidence is founded on 3 major pillars. The first is that the nearly 7 times oversubscription of the Ghana request is evidence of the growing global confidence in Ghana's economic resilience.
Let's move on to some other stories. And President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has charged the country's judiciary to play its role effectively to help in maintaining law and order. The president says the country's ability to address the issues of lawlessness will go a long way in sustaining peace in Ghana.
President Akufo-Addo was speaking at the launch of the e-Justice project at the Law Complex today. City News' Sami Wiafe has more in this report.
The e-Justice project, which is also known as the paperless court system, is aimed at automating the existing manual filing system within the country's court registries. The project is being implemented at the Law Court Complex, which houses 43 high courts. Launching the project, President Akufo-Addo says the judiciary must help address the seeming state of lawlessness in the country. Nana Akufo-Addo says crimes such as bank fraud, cyber fraud, illegal mining and corruption should be handled seriously by the judiciary.
Respect for law and order is the foundation of every organized and progressive society. As we seek to move our country to a situation beyond aid, I urge all Ghanaians to be natural champions of a law-based state.
Now, gone are the days when shops and stalls were found only in markets. Today, every inch of the city seems to be occupied by one kiosk or the other. These illegal structures are now competing with pedestrians for space on many of the city's busy streets. City News' Ni Ama Ama has been exploring this growing trend in the following report.
Kiosks are slowly becoming a permanent feature of all highways in the city. A drive through Accra confirms that they are almost everywhere. It is no joke that life in the city can be hard. With an ever-increasing number of youth remaining unemployed, many have been forced into petty trading. Containers and kiosks like these have become one of the easiest ways of starting a business. A good location to site such a structure, however, proves to be the next hurdle. Street corners thus become the preferred spots for the siting of these kiosks and shops, especially when there's a lot of foot traffic there. At a place like the Atomic Runabout in Accra, these kiosks have taken over the sides of the road. The operators engage in all sorts of businesses, including clothing and footwear, hair, phone accessories, and provisions. In Osu, a popular urban town in Accra, its major roads have also not been spared. On the Labadi stretch of the Aquatema Beach Road, for instance, hundreds of kiosks can be found. Francisca Abongo has a little stall at the bus stop off the road. She tells me how she managed to get to this spot.
My sister, and then I'm about so could be no better.
Nathaniel also runs this drink shop for his sister. He tells me that no city authority has ever objected to the siting of the kiosk along the road.
I think we spoke to the landowner around here, then he gave it to us. But I don't know whether we've been paying for it or not.
Experts have raised red flags about the emergence of such illegal structures at unauthorized places. Despite being a nuisance by the clustered look they give our city roads, these illegal structures dotted around tend to increase the number of casualties whenever an accident occurs. Every now and then, city authorities embark on demolition exercises to clear such structures, but these structures always find their way back.
Now, high-life artists lined up for this year's Music of Ghanaian Origin concert Mogo have promised to give patrons of this year's concert an experience of a lifetime. The 2019 edition of the annual concert, organized to celebrate indigenous high-life music, comes off this Saturday, 23rd March 2019, at the National Theatre.
The event, organized by City FM as part of activities to mark the station's Heritage Month initiative, which seeks to project Ghanaian culture. City News' Anne Shelley Ziwu brings us the profiles of Akwabwa and KK Kabobo, who will be performing at the event sponsored by Freight Consult.
Born Gladstone Kwabena Akwabwa Jr., Akwabwa, as he is known in showbiz circle, is a multi-talented songwriter, singer, and producer. He is a master keyboardist and has backed several local and international artists.